Hello and welcome to episode 176 of the Talking Wednesday podcast. It's James and Jake here to talk you all through everything Sheffield Wednesday with a bit of the Euros talk in there because the Euros are still going on during the time of this. Actually, by the time this podcast goes out, you will know what will have happened to England, so we won't talk about it too much here because we don't know currently what's happened to England, Switzerland, but I'm not confident about it. We'll quickly talk about the fact there's a rumour that he's actually going to play the back three, which I've been saying for ages, but it wouldn't have been the back three of like Konza. He possibly won't, but Konza, Walker and Stones, and then he's actually going to play Saka at left wing. He's going to play a very similar system to what I sent to you and said, maybe you should play this. But for me, I played three up front. I played, but it technically is still the same because he's going to use wing backs. But he's rumoured to do the Eni Aluko special, playing two number 10s, you know, like that's one of the good chat. So as she said that at some point, interesting. But yes, we are recording this on election day, election results day. Even there's a changing of the guard, so to speak. We're not going to talk about that because that's not something fun to start going down in on a podcast, but let's just hope that things mean change and things mean moving forward now. That's what we will say on it. But Jake, before we get into the football stuff majorly, how's your week been, mate?
Chuffing hectic. It's been busy. I forgot how much I do in the summer when it comes to us. And each year I go, are you going to be quiet? Yeah, I've got to stop doing that.
Felt like one of your last videos got way too intimate, Jake. I don't need to hear you heavy breathing like that when you do a video on the move.
Yeah.
I watched that and I was like, oh no, Jake. You breathe heavily anyway, mate. Because
I breathe heavily anyway, and I was using the mic, so it wasn't great. It's been interesting. We're slowly getting things. Getting quotes from builders have been fun because they're like, you know when you like get a builder or any tradesman to get a build to do any kind of work and you get the quotes and you get them to go against each other. Well, the channels helped me a little bit. Not going to lie. One of them turned up, not me knowing, and I've got a 15% discount on one of my quotes. So I'll take it. But yeah, it's been busy. It's been a weird one. You remember how we've been talking about my smallest child and in Lovely? He's trying to walk now and climb, and I'm gonna be screwed soon because if he can learn how to climb, I'm done. I don't know.
Do you realise children do grow up, right? You've had one before. I thought you knew this.
I do understand that. Not at 6 months, they don't. McKenna, it was like 8 months where she just decided to. He decided to go, no, I'm doing it all now. But that's been fun. And the channel hit milestones this week, so it's been. I'm still not processed that properly. It did it all.
Oh yes, congratulations on 4K.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Good.
It's just
very good. Don't get sat there for like 2 years like I did or whatever I did.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
I think you won't though.
Okay.
Yeah, it took me a while between 4 and 5 because I basically didn't post much. But yes, I think you're on an upwards trajectory basically, Jake, because you're working yourself to a proverbial end, mate. So take it easy, please.
I plan to. Don't worry, I plan to.
I mean, to be fair, like the short burst stuff, it's not as much. I'm not downplaying your work there, but it's not as much of a challenge when you've got everything preset. To be fair, it's just a case. No, everything preset and ready to go though. So because you were all gear and no idea, but now you've actually got a bit of an idea. You've got all the gear in place just to be able to hit record, and it's gone. And your internet just makes everything so much easier because literally something can drop and you can have it out in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's the reason why I picked that internet package anyway. When we were doing it, like, I don't need it. And I'm sat there going, I don't need it. And then Al kicked me and went, yeah, you do. What if something drops and it's taking like 15 minutes to upload?
Yeah, whereas I literally go, all right, okay, so I'm basically going to hear the dial-up noise, the old, literally as I'm watching something upload and I'm like, yep, Okay, well, hopefully you're waiting for me, guys. Yep, Jake already did it 3 hours ago. I started the video at the same time, but it's getting there.
But I'll just say it now. Thank you for everyone that subscribes and stuff, and thank you as well, mate, because you've made me a better presenter. Like when I first came on this, I was rubbish. I was really bad. I was rough.
You've made me lazier though, so that's fine. Because I literally I now don't. I want to say thank you back because I know that it was basically a massive ploy, mate. If I can give you enough advice to get you into a stage, then I don't have to do as much work because now you do it all. So that's fine.
I figured that out 6 months in. I was like, it's all right. I'm already doing it anyway. How's your week been, mate?
All good. Yeah. To be fair, it does make sense because you already do it. You break everything as it goes out. So if you just structure it all, throw it all in there, then I don't have to keep an eye on all of that. But yes. All right. I was going to do some treadmill today, but my knees, I've been walking so much and it's been a really busy week and I've been moving around a lot this week, setting a lot of equipment up and things like that as well. So my legs have just given up on me today. So I'm sitting down.
That's not fun.
No, it's not. But yes, we're doing a bit of a bad weekend food wise. I think I'm going to be basically just having a protein shake in the day because we're going to do curry night tonight, but a proper Vinda night for the first night of the football, and then tomorrow night we're having the old pizza takeaway. So I've got to maintain it in the day because I don't want to become big. Well, I've already become big fatter guy than I used to be. Being tall, you can hold it well, but I need to basically make sure that I can. I don't get too bad, and I start to go back on the trajectory back downwards because it's not good for your health as well.
Yeah.
So, that sort of thing.
What you need is that you need the old. If anyone getting married again, I need to look good on camera.
They are. That's the thing, right? So a couple of
joking.
Everybody is. Yeah.
That was a joke.
I've got a couple of things actually. One of my really good friends from school is getting married, and he's getting engaged. But I've not heard anything about the wedding, so I'm like, do you secretly hate me now? Am I not invited to this wedding? But it's also a case of there's also so Soph, he's actually my mate as well. So Soph's best friend growing up's getting married, but her future husband, he's played with me for a few gigs.
Oh, nice.
So we're going to their wedding next year. I think that's next year. Because they've had a long engagement. I think they got engaged last year and they're getting married next year. And I went to a wedding a few weeks ago, which is where I recorded that video from about Danny Rill's contract or something like that. I think it was that. And I was like, you know, when you put on a bit of timber, you're like, man, I can't really pull off the same sort of clothes anymore. I look a little bit. So I was like, no, this is where I need to sort it. So yes, the weddings are a motivation. Even though it's not about you when you go to a wedding sort of thing, you want to put on a suit and fit in it nicely.
But you want to look nice. You want to be able to have that whole thing where if people aren't seeing you, don't want them going, oh, you're looking, well.
Yeah, exactly.
You want it to be. You're looking well.
It's already a case if you do YouTube videos and you can literally just get recommended one of your videos from a year ago and you can already see more lines under your eyes and on your forehead and things like that. And you're already like, oh, okay. So you can literally see your deterioration over time. You don't want to I don't want to speed up that process. Right. Yeah. But the one thing our hairdresser did say the other day though, he went, this has got really, really thick again. What have you been doing differently? And I was like, yes, I will take that. Because I think I was just tying it up too much and you're literally ripping my hair out.
You're losing your hair when you do that. I used to do it when I had long hair. It was a nightmare.
I'm quite lucky because obviously I'm nearly 30 sort of thing. Not this year. We're all right. But it's a case of if I can cling on to it throughout my 30s, I'll be happy. And I think I probably, touch wood, will, because you'd usually have seen signs by now. But
yeah, you would.
There we go. Yes, but all of that, I've got I'm going to be miserable as next week because I've got such a demanding week coming up. But hopefully, I'm hoping England get through, and then I've got the semis to look forward to, and then there'll be a final to look forward to.
And then it was
if there's a
football again.
final, I might try and get my dad up here again, actually. See if he can come up. I might invite my mate up as well because he came up for the round of 16. And I must say it was lovely having him up here for that because when Bellingham's overhead kick went in, oh my God. We were just sat there going all the way through. Like, we were literally just shouting. We were going, right, no, don't go forward. Pass it backwards. What are you doing?
We were doing the same.
What are you doing? You're looking forwards. We don't play forwards. England don't play forwards. And then we just went mental when that overhead kick went in.
When that overhead kick went in, I may have accidentally scared the living Jesus out of my child.
Well, it was one of those things where you're like, that is a moment.
Are you going to do it? You're going to do it in a special way.
But I am. It's hard doing these podcasts when the match is tomorrow in terms of talking about this because it's sort of like there's a chance that Switzerland found us out. I do feel like we can scrape through that. I do feel like if we are due a performance, but Switzerland are a good side. They're well organised, so it's a case of And then the Netherlands have started to like switch on a little bit if we get through.
How do you feel yesterday with it having no football after we've been like blessed with football every night?
I was all right because we had the election coverage, and I'm a bit of an old man like that. But it's also a case of I watched like 4 episodes of The Boys, so I've got like one more episode to watch that's currently in the run of that because I was catching up on it. Nice. I love that series. I know a lot of people on the have started to hate on the series because it's got quite political in there, but I just think it literally just holds up a mirror, which is why people hate it.
Yeah.
In that regard, they were like, "Oh, I used to love this program, and now it's woke." No. It's literally holding up a mirror. If you've got a problem with that, maybe like look Jack. At it. Yeah, all right, yeah. Well, I don't know why he's made himself look like some sort of nationalist as well.
Jack's had a haircut. By the way, people who saw that out in the park.
The reason I'm going to keep digging him out for it is he's not responded to it. So until he responds, I'm digging him out.
People that saw that in Park. Phil, I will say, was the first one to see me as soon as we got into Park to get the Euro sticker. So well done. I've only got my one left, so we did very well.
Yeah, you gave all the other stickers, then the old ones as well.
I've still got that many left, but I managed to give as many as human.
You had loads, right? I had like 500 of those ones made. I think the actual standard sticker. So we've got a few. Yeah, I'm going to do some because I've got literally all the stickers for the year here. So there was a couple based around the playoffs, which I actually think I like them more than all the other stickers because I just think I made them quite nicely. I'll probably do some sort of giveaways for them at some point.
It was good at ours in the park because people were asking where you were and stuff, and then they were also like going, "Love the podcast." This and this. I have one person called to the waffling at the beginning. Tone it down. Like you do realise I'm now just going to waffle even more at the beginning, right? It's like, oh yeah, I understand that, but
so how can we stretch the waffling to half an hour instead of 20 minutes every week? We'll get it. We'll end up having 4-hour podcasts, and 2 hours it'll be at the beginning waffle.
It was lovely to see people though.
Yeah, it was because I was thinking about it, and I was really gutted I couldn't go in that sense because I was like, I didn't have a very big channel at all. I think I had like 600 subs or whatever when I did like the Owls in the Park video the last Owls in the Park.
Yeah, I think the last Owls in the Park I did was 800.
You know, people actually know us a little bit more. I've been to, when I've gone to games, like big games where, you know, everybody comes out of the woodwork for like Wembley, for example. Or that's where it's like, you're like, oh, I can see so many people. It's nice to talk to people that I've seen in comment sections and things like that. So it was sad in that respect. But I'm glad you had a good time, mate. You obviously you couldn't get me a shirt, so you failed me. You were trying to get me the cheap shirts, but you failed me on all counts there. You didn't even get me one. What did they actually have left?
They didn't have much left. I think they had like small and medium in the tent they had.
I would fit on my leg.
Yeah,
that's the unfortunate thing. I do quite like the look at, we should probably talk about that at the start, actually, going into the news. You've got the away kit on. We have we won't do this as a breakout, but because you've already done your review ages ago. That's growing on me, that away kit.
I like it. I like it a lot.
There's something about the quality as well, isn't it? He said the quality is a bit better than the home kit.
It's a better quality than the home kit. Now, the home kit is a tight medium, if that makes sense. So I think other sizes are like tight. This is a loose medium. And I don't know if that makes sense. The first one feels like a proper tight football shirt, where this doesn't. It feels like a polo, but it is a football shirt. Pricing again is ridiculous. We're not going to get into that. White shorts, I do like. Personally, I would have liked black, but I do like white shorts. And the socks that are with it.
Isn't the retail version of the shorts like striped or something?
No, the socks. So the retail version of the socks are hooped, which are only for fans because when they play, it'll be white.
Right, okay.
But I was expecting it to be really busy when I picked it up, and it really wasn't. There were more people getting the home shirt than there was this. And I think they were expecting it to sell well, but I also kind of said to people, look at the timing. People will have already just put 70 quid on a home shirt, so they'll probably wait until the end of the month to get the away shirt kind of thing.
But I like the blacked out badges. Like, I haven't got a shirt with the blacked out badge as well, so I kind of want one.
Wait, isn't the Big P shirt a blacked out?
No, grey.
Is it not? Oh God, yeah, isn't it? Yeah.
And the quality of that's rubbish.
Yeah.
As well, the Elevate shirts were not good quality. Like, I want a good Wednesday shirt again that you can actually feel like. But most of them, like even like last year's Macron shirts, I didn't like the quality.
What's your thought on these not having any sponsorship on? Again,
I quite like it because because sponsorship's rolling the dice. But I think it's a case of we will probably get a sponsorship at some point.
Well, I was asking when I was at the club shop. I was asking, and they don't think we are doing.
It's just missed revenue. So why wouldn't we?
Well, we had no sponsorship in the season.
I feel like there was something. I just feel like this is a hunch. This isn't based off anything we've heard through the grapevine or things like that. But I feel like there was something cracking on with Red Bull and Wednesday.
I think the same.
We went to Leeds instead.
I think
even if it was like an investment thing, it's just something about that, you know.
It just feels very odd that we got no sponsorship where the last 2 seasons we've had sponsorship. And it's like, if you think about when we've not had sponsorship, it was the green shirt, which we did with the retro style thing, like the video game thing. It was the relegation season, and it was this first season in League One, or no sponsorships.
I prefer shirts without sponsorships generally.
Same.
But that's just because I think they look a little bit better. But however, when you do get quite a few shirts without sponsorships, the sponsorships make them a bit different. So I really like when we went with the car group, Guild Group
VW.
VW, because obviously it was a VW badge, even though it was Guild Group, so like it was a specific branch or whatever it was. That sort of thing really fits.
My favourite sponsorship that we've ever had is always the Children's Hospital one. But the reason why the Children's Hospital one was always the best one when it was that black kit, which was like a homage to like the 1991 King Puma kit, is because instead of it being green printed on, it was cemented into the shirt. So once
so was
you wash
Chupa
it,
Chups.
Yes.
Like that was like, even the Napoleon's Casino was like, it was stitched sort of thing on some of the shirts. But you had a horrible like
once you wash it,
as well on some of them. But it's because they were my first sort of shirts. My first shirts was a Napoleon's Casino one.
Yep.
I had a Chupa Chups one, and then when we went to like Plusnet, it all started going downhill because everything was just printed.
Yeah, Plusnet shirt horrible. That's why
the stripes on them were woeful as well. I hated those shirts.
I also hated having the owl in the middle of the kit.
Yes. Yeah. They were bad shirts. I've still got one somewhere. I need to dig out my Wednesday shirts because when between moves and university and stuff, like a lot of my old shirts, and I was a fat kid, right? So they probably fit. So it's like I need to try and dig them out somewhere. But I moved them around when I was going to uni and stuff, so we'll figure all that out. But yeah, I've got a big fat guy. I think it was like a 2XL, so it'll probably still fit. Because they were big as well back then. Yeah. Like they were actually proper sizes. Probably
Back
be too
then,
big for me.
as my dad used to say, the shirts back in the day were like tents. You could fit 2 men in them.
Well, that's the thing. I think I miss when, because shirts are now made for obviously athletes in it, so they stick to you and they're like, more aerodynamic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the fans that buy them, we're not aerodynamic, most of us. Do you know what I mean? Like, we wobble in the wind, so we need I could really do with like the old style shirt a little bit more.
Do you remember like 5 seasons ago when Spurs released their shirt and it was like the super tight fit, and they went to a bloke on Guy Sports News and said, what do you think about it? He said, if I can get it over my gut, I'll like it, but I think I've got no chance.
Yeah.
It's a nice shirt. I think it's one of our better away shirts we've had for a while.
Anything interesting happening at Owls in the Park that you saw?
There was little bits and pieces. The idea of them having players walk round was a mistake. Don't do it again next year. Have the idea of queuing up, because there were grown-ass men knocking kids over to like get pictures and stuff, and it didn't work. It didn't work at all, and that
I like the idea of that, but they're always going to get swamped.
Yeah. The idea of it angered me a little bit. Lots of good stuff. We went and spoke to the women's support group. We went and spoke to the Owls disabled group as well. We just had a good time going around, but it was just interesting watching everybody have a good time. Like we spoke to the esports team, and the Owls esports team had given us me and you an invitation if we're free for the 14th of July to go to their event at Hillsborough, which is a Sunday, and it's basically an interactive gaming thing. They've got gaming competition on. Tickets are available on their socials, so go have a look.
I need to actually look into this. I remember you mentioning this. This is where I show myself as a fraud on FIFA and get beaten by people who are actually good at the game. What date's that?
Sunday.
What day is that? Let me have a look.
14th, it's...
Oh, hang on. They're bloody doing it on the Euros final.
Yeah. But I think they didn't know about the final when they did it.
I don't want to commit to that because I'll be doing the final up here. That's the thing. Oh, that's annoying because I would do it as well. I'd do the event.
Yeah.
Let's think about that one. Put a pin in it. Yeah, let's get into the news then. So we're going to start with I'm annoyed at you for this because I literally said, make sure you just pop him in the document because we had to put the podcast together last week, and I was like, just make sure he's in the document, and you forgot.
Right.
Put him in the document, and then I forgot.
Do you know why I forgot on this one?
Go on.
There was nothing out on a media site that was concrete. It was all off Twitter. No one actually did a story of it until it happened.
Jamal Lowe seals Owls switch. The Owls are delighted to confirm the permanent signing of Jamal Lowe from Premier League Bournemouth. The 29-year-old becomes Danny Rule's 5th signing of the summer transfer window, with the forward bolstering the Owls' attacking options. Starting his career at Barnet, the striker spent time on loan with Hayes and Yeading, Hitching, St Albans, Farnborough and Hemel Hempstead. He joined St Albans in 2015 before further permanent stints with Hemel Hempstead and Hampton and Richmond. Lowe made a switch to Portsmouth in 2017, where he scored 30 goals during a 2-year spell at Fratton Park. The Jamaican international moved to Wigan in 2019 and joined Swansea 1 year later, scoring 14 goals in his maiden season at the Swansea.com Stadium. The striker's form earned him a move to Bournemouth, where he contributed 7 goals to help the Cherries return to the Premier League. Lowe joined QPR on loan in the 2023 season and rejoined former employers Swansea last season for a temporary stint, scoring 9 goals, including 2 against Wednesday, both home and away. The Reggie Boys forward now moves to S6 ahead of the 24-25 campaign. Welcome to Wednesday, Jamal. Good signing, this.
Very
you watched my
signing.
career mode. I did the same thing. I signed him as an option just to help us get over the line to the Premier League in my recent career mode, which is just funny, actually.
I think this is a really smart deal. And if you remember, we wanted him last year on deadline day because we were going to get him and Butley because they would look like they were both going to Swansea, and the deal for him just didn't happen for whatever reason. And it's a smart signing. It's experience that's there, which is crucial with what we are lacking at a minute in that thing. But interestingly, and I only found this out the other night, on the Wednesday website, he's not under strikers. He's under midfield.
Because he can play, he can basically play the right wing, left wing, and striker. That's why.
Yeah, because if you actually look at some of his goals he got for Swansea, they were on the counter attack, and he was cutting inside. And I think it's a really smart player to get in, who's a free agent, 29. I think he's 30 this month. Low risk signing, knows what to do in the Championship. I think it's smart by Danny. There were rumours that he was going to sign on the day at Owls in the Park and be announced there, and I like Wednesday would never do that. It's not a very Wednesday thing to do. We're not one for doing that. And when people like going, "Oh, you're gonna sign today and come on stage," I'm like, no, he's not.
So is his career, this is why he's probably listed like that, right? He's predominantly played as a right winger over the course of his career. He's got 122 appearances on the right wing, scoring 28 goals and 17 assists. As a centre forward, so he's only played 78 times there, 14 goals and 4 assists. He's played on the left 39 times, 8 goals and 3 assists. And then obviously you've got where he's been more categorised as further back. So he's made 10 sort of stints at left midfield and 9 at 6 at right midfield. And then he's actually played as a cam as well, 9 times. So he has been predominantly on that right wing. So yes, you could say he's probably competing with Masaba for that spot. But I think we will probably, it depends on who we bring in up top. I could see him being deployed as that centre forward.
Yeah, it's a smart signing. I'm really impressed with it. And he got a very interesting background in his career as well. There was a good article that someone sent me where he was nearly giving up on football, and then Paul Cook messaged him and got it back on. But he said at the end of the article, if I ever see anyone like at a train station or petrol station, they're struggling and stuff, I'll just go up and pay for what they're trying to do, or pay for the ticket, because I've been there and knowing what it's like to not be able to afford it. I don't want anyone to have that embarrassment or feel like they can't do anything, so I'll just go up and do it to make their life easier. And I love that. It just shows you the character of the bloke.
That completely, yes, mate. Going back to where I think we'll play him, last season he played 9 times as a centre forward, 7 times as the left of midfield. So I think we have signed him as well, no, he didn't play on the right. He played on the right once last season. He was on the left. So I reckon
competition for Kasama.
No, I think he's a centre forward because he played mainly at centre forward last season. So if we're signing him based off the back of like last season, he's been playing centre forward. I'll look at the season. Yeah, the season before it, the same thing. Centre forward. For the past couple of years, he's been played up top. So I think he's come to us to play up top.
I hope so, he's good.
Which would make sense because, 29's not old. Got to say that. Really got to say that in my situation. But it's one of those things where it's like, it's a case of he might be coming to the point where he's moved more centrally because he's more effective there than having the blistering pace of your early 20s.
Yeah.
So I reckon that's where we're going to play him, personally. Market value of like €1.5 million though as well. So was it an undisclosed fee or was it free?
No, it's a free agent. It's a free.
It was a free. So that's some really good signing. Really good signing. We'll do the EAFC thing. He's a 70 rated striker, 85 pace, 68 shooting, 60 passing, 73 dribbling, 40 defending and 70 physical. I won't do his evolutions now because there's no real point because you can't get the best of all time that easily either usually. But I appreciate you putting them in the doc, Jake, because you're going above and beyond for me here, mate. But yes, he has had a lot of good evolutions and he's a really bloody good player if you get him on that career mode. So maybe worth loading up one more save before the end of the campaign on that game. But yes, Jamal Lowe, welcome to Wednesday. Moving on to another signing that we've made, Olaf Kabashi. Is it Kabaki or Kabachi? I don't know why I'm asking you. Joins Wednesday.
Yeah,
Wednesday, are pleased to announce the signing of Olaf Kabashi for an undisclosed fee from Polish side Arka Gdynia. The 22-year-old started his career with Lech Poznan's academy before moving to Serie A side Atalanta in 2017. Having featured for Atalanta's youth sides, the forward later joined Arka Gdynia on loan in August 2021. The following season, Kabashi joined Arca on a permanent basis before moving to Meiser for a temporary stint. Often featuring on the left flank, the Poland youth international scored 22 goals during his time with the Arca, laying on 11 assists. He now joins Danny Rull's side as the club's 6th edition of the summer transfer window. Welcome to Hillsborough, Olaf. This reveal was so nearly good.
Yep.
But it just...
The concept.
I think they used the wrong clips. They could have used them Frozen. They could have even this is where you can tell I've MD'd a Frozen project once. Money's money. It's like they could have there's a song called In Summer, right? And it's the summer, I reckon, and it's Olaf's song where he sings. Again, MD'd it. They should definitely have utilised that one instead. Just saying.
The idea of the announcement I liked. The bits that I didn't like in it was where they had the bit where they just showed his face in the middle, with a thing. I was like, you could have done that so much better.
However, the media team appear to be listening. Whether it's to us, I don't know, but they're listening to some.
Listening to feedback.
Yes, the feedback that has been projected from other people. We've been saying it for a long time.
I did like it, but 22 years old. It got
people on strings. It got a lot of other clubs baited as well. They were like, what is this? Which is what you want. You want the attention. You want stuff brought to your club in that way, actually, in terms of this sort of stuff. So, yes, I actually think it was a good move. In terms of the player, Jake, let's actually talk about the player, obviously. What do you think? Because I've got to admit, it's another one that I can't say I really heard of much of before.
I've not heard too much of what I've seen from clips and stuff. He is rapid. He's fast. He got a good eye for goal. Like to cut inside and shoot from outside the box. And I think this is a very, very smart signing. And especially when we find out he's on a 4-year contract.
Do you have an estimate of what the fee was?
No. I haven't seen.
So he's a 22-year-old. His market value is 550k euros. Could this be? Wednesday seem to love the 400k figure with it, which has been reported for a lot of players. Maybe it's around that sort of fee, which would be It's actually listed because transfer market usually can be a guesstimate, but apparently, if you're going off transfer market, which I would never say is a reliable source, it's a good source for stats specifically, but apparently we paid 600k euro for him.
I'll tell
that. Which would be 500k basically, so half a mil. If that's true, we paid half a mil.
The best part of this is though, we beat off Norwich City for his signature.
We've done what to Norwich City? Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, when you think about Norwich and some of the players they signed like this in the pack, you're thinking, what's the striker they had?
Pukki.
Pukki.
Timu Pukki.
It's very similar to that kind of signing where it's an unknown, you don't know who they are, and then they just get this player out of nowhere and done well. But
again, I think he's the competition for Gassama because he's left wing. He's on the left wing.
Yeah.
So
I think you're right.
Again, it's one of those things where that's what actually says to me more that Lowe will be played as a striker because I think we'll try and put Lowe and Ugbo up top if we can get Ugbo.
Possibility.
Now we've got Kabashi, Gassama on the left, Masaba on the right. Who else is on the right with Masaba?
We got a lot of options now.
We have. Why has my brain gone blank? We've signed so many players, my brain's struggling to keep up.
So we got Harmer, Lowe, Svensson, Igerson, Olaf, Lowe. No, I said Lowe already.
You've done Lowe. We ain't got 3 Lows yet.
You never know with us.
But yeah, I don't think because we think he's playing Ingleson as a 10, don't we? So maybe we don't have 2 positions for that right-hand side unless you play Josh there, maybe.
True.
He doesn't play on the left. He plays on the left. He comes in from the left, doesn't he, usually?
Yeah.
I think I might just be talking out of habit there, and I've always said that wrong. But yes.
More options than what we didn't have before, let's put it that way.
He's 22. We need to bring a mixture of exciting sort of young players that are going to take some time to bed in for the future as well, because you need that energy. With Danny's press, you need that energy. Yeah, so if he's got that, And apparently he's only our second Polish player to play for us, isn't he, or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I heard that. So that's good. Another player in. The Owls are pleased to welcome back James Beadle on a season-long loan from Premier League Brighton. The talented young goalkeeper spent the second half of last season on loan at Hillsborough after moving to S6 in January. Beadle kept 8 clean sheets during his stint in S6, having excelled through the first half of the campaign with Oxford in League One. Starting his career with Charlton, the shop-stopper moved to the Seagulls in 2022 before joining Crewe for a temporary spell. The 19-year-old has represented England from under 15 to under 20 level, also receiving call-ups to the under 21 side. Beadle joins new addition Ben Hamer and Pierce Charles in the Owls' goalkeeping department, led by coach Sal Bibbo. Welcome back, James.
It's a very smart deal.
This is fantastic.
It's really smart to get him back for a full season. He was very good when he came last season. He was a bit shaky when he first started, I'll admit. But he pulled off some very crucial saves when we needed it.
What did we say? Hamer is the backup. Hamer is the Stockdale. Hamer is the number 2 to provide experience for Charles, to help Beadle's development. We said it all along, and it's happened. Beadle's back. Also fantastic, because you could see Beadle just grow and grow and grow. And if he continues that next season, he's the type of player we want. You know, he's tall. Definitely. He's good on the ball. He's a good shot stopper. He's got potential. To shout either at his defence. And for a 19-year-old shouting at your defence, it takes some doing. It doesn't happen very often, does it? No. And that's good, you know. We want to make sure that our backline are organised, and the goalkeeper's got a big role in that, especially when you play it out like we do. We need to make sure that it's solid from the back going forward. And we don't need to say too much. James Beadle's been great, was great for us last season, and he's back, which is fantastic. No, it wasn't the one we did. We did another sort of weird signing video. Was it Beadle? No. Who was it? Valerie? No, I swear there was another one. In what sense weird? I don't remember. Doesn't matter. Anyway. So, the Star are reporting that we are still going in for Ugbo. It's not dead in the water. Nope. So, we don't want to talk about it too much, to be honest. We don't need to milk it at this stage, but it's still going, basically. So don't worry. We might be going back in for Ugbo. In terms of retaining players, though, Josh Windass has renewed his contract with Sheffield Wednesday. There was talks about him going to West Brom just as last week, but this is from the Wednesday website. Josh Windass has extended his stay with Sheffield Wednesday. The popular forward has signed a new contract ahead of the 24-25 campaign. The 30-year-old's long association with the Owls is set to continue, with Windass first moving to Hillsborough on loan during the 2019-20 season. The then Wigan loanee was off to a flyer in blue and white, scoring on his debut against Barnsley at Oakwell in February 2020. During his short loan spell, Windass struck 3 times in 6 starts, and his fine form prompted a permanent switch the following summer from the Lactics. The former Rangers man has since become a key part of the Owls' attacking lineup, providing a regular source of goals and assists. A major player during our memorable promotion campaign from League One in 2022-23, Windass hit the back of the... as Laws always says, Windass hit the back of the net on 16 occasions, with the final strike one that will live long in the memory and go down forever in the history books. Having reached the League One playoff final against Barnsley in May 2023, the game looked set for penalties, tied after 0-0 after 120 minutes. But in the final attack of the game, Lee Gregory's cutback floated perfectly into the path of Windass, whose diving header on the 120th plus 3 minutes was the golden goal that sent the Owls back to the Championship. Though difficult to replicate the levels of drama from the season before, 2023-24 was every bit as tense, with the survival in the balance heading into the final day at Sunderland. Wednesday, of course, went on to avoid relegation against the odds, and Windass's form in front of goal was a huge factor in securing second-tier status. After a 1-1 draw at Stoke in mid-April, the Owls needed big returns from the final 3 games against Blackburn, West Brom and Sunderland to stand a chance of achieving safety. Danny Rule's squad rose to the challenge and finished 2023 in a blistering fashion, winning 3 from 3, starting away at Blackburn, where Windass broke the deadlock with a stunning effort that won Sky Bet Championship Goal of the Month award. He was also on target at home against West Brom and the Black Cats, as the Owls completed the great escape on Wearside. In total, Windass has featured 135 times for the Owls, making 106 starts in all competitions, scoring 40 goals. His agent does like to go around the houses, doesn't he?
Yep. Yeah, very much so. And you know what? What I like about this deal being done, the way we announced it as well, it was this one. We announced it in the kit reveal at the extended. There you go. That's the one you were missing. It was because in the kit announcement, he suddenly appeared in the extended version. It's like, oh, by the way, we've done this as well. And they didn't make too much of a song and dance about it. That's where you got the kit the reveal one, James. I think that's the one you were thinking of. Because
yes, it was.
Because it was in the kit reveal. Yeah. This is smart. I know some people were like, oh, well, if he's going, good luck to him. Or he got some pelt for it. But there was something about that celebration.
2-year deal rumoured, by the way.
Pardon?
2-year deal rumoured, by the way.
Yes, that breaks what our theory was about 30-year-olds.
Unless it's a 2-year deal rumoured because it's 1 year with an option and it's got like a certain number of games.
That could be
it. It could be.
But he
is a big game player. He's that, and we're going to need that in big games. If he can stay fit, it's fantastic. He looks like he's kept in really good shape over the summer. Yeah. If he can kick on under this manager, it will be fantastic because he is a good player. You know.
Yeah. Again, there was something about that celebration.
His stage in the career, it's going to be like his running. If he is here for a couple of years, it's going to be his running to do the biggest things he can do in his career. If he's going to top what he's done at Wembley, got to happen in the next couple of years at Wednesday. Because it could happen if he goes to like the MLS. I could see Windass being an MLS player or something like that. Go and enjoy a couple of years over there and have the legs for it.
With his other half being American, I think that'll be on the cards at some point.
Yeah.
With him. But you've also got the other thing, like people who are having like digs at him and stuff like that. The thing I want to make very clear here, you've got to remember, he's just got married. He's also got a little one on the way. Your priorities change. So you can understand him trying to get the best deal he wants humanly possible. And I know people got, he's footballer, you blah, blah, blah. Take that out of it. If you're in a job and you can get a better deal and you know you've got
I think he probably was on his way to West Brom. But I reckon that we went, actually, no, we
Do you want to know what
for the money we'd spend on
his LinkedIn
let me just
profile.
finish this 1 second. When he goes, because I think what Danny will have looked at and the board will have looked at is if it's probably going to cost more to replace him than just to renew it. So yeah, carry on. What's on his LinkedIn profile?
I joined the club to try and get in the Premier League. Couldn't leave without one more try. Delighted to sign a new contract. Let's go.
Oh yeah, that is fantastic.
That says a lot about him. And you know what? We've had Josh ever since, I'll say it now, ever since Josh Windass had that spat with Pelopessi, he's been a different player since then. He's grown up. And
it's almost as if he found his pace as well, isn't it, Jay?
No.
He's going to have made, if he scores like, what would be quite nice, he only needs to make 15 more appearances to do 150, and he only needs 10 more goals to do 50 goals. That should be his target, at least his target for this season. Exactly. 10 goals and more than 15 appearances. But like, if he can get to 50 goals this season, he's done a job for us, hasn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
But yes, a great signing for us. A great way to reveal it in the kit reveal. That is what I was on about earlier, actually. So, good shout. And it's not stopped there. Dominic Iorfa pens new Owls deal. From the Wednesday website again, Dominic Iorfa has signed a new contract with the Owls ahead of the 24-25 campaign. The towering defender extends his S6 stay, which began in January 2019 when he joined from Premier League side Wolves. Iorfa has made 142 appearances in blue and white, chipping in with 5 goals from the back along the way. The first of that quintet was particularly memorable in the dying Derby embers on debut at Rotherham. He then went on to lift our Player of the Year award for the 2019-20 season. The 29-year-old has proven equally at home in a central defensive berth or at right back, offering valuable versatility across the rearguard. Iorfa was part of the team that secured championship promotion at Wembley in May 2023 and played a key role in the Owls' dramatic second-tier survival last time out. Again, great bit of business. We needed defenders. We really were looking a bit thin in defenders. So him signing, watch Bernard to have been. I reckon Bernard's getting signed tomorrow now. Now this podcast is going out on summer.
I said I spoke about him this morning actually on a thing where I said I'm still up in the air with what's going on with it. Heart wants him to sign. But I can understand if a bigger club came like lower end Prem team. But I think with what Danny's doing, now I've thought about it a little bit more. I think a lot of players who would have normally gone arm off are going, no, I want to stay here and do this because this seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. And if we get Bernard in, I think we only need one player left for centre back. He got the cover then.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
He was, and remember, I also was on my list of players we shouldn't give a contract to because I was just worried about the injuries.
He wasn't on mine.
I know.
I'm not smarmy or anything though. I said we should give him another contract.
Yeah.
I think you were both against me there actually.
I think we were.
You and Jack. Yeah. But if he stays fit and has a stormer now, I will be rubbing it in at the end of the season, as you will be if he if he gets injured. So there's that. More new contracts. This is from the Wednesday website. New contracts for 8 young Owls. The Owls Academy have secured new contracts for 8 young players ahead of the new campaign. England youth goalkeeper Jack Hall and defenders Mackenzie Maltby and Gabriel Ategbeo have extended their professional deals with the club. Goalkeeper Jack Phillips, fullback Reece Johnson, midfielders Bruno Fernandes and Jarvis Thornton, and Northern Ireland youth striker Devlin Moses have all signed their first professional contracts with the Owls. Wednesday Academy manager Steve Haslam said, "We're pleased to announce these contracts with our young players. They've all worked very hard to get to this point and are deserving of their rewards. But as we know, the hard work doesn't stop here and their development will continue into the new season, which is why we're looking forward to getting started. Keep up the good work, lads." So, yep, some youth players coming through, signing professional contracts as well. This is what we've said for a while we wanted, so hopefully they do make it into the team and they're around it. I've heard a lot of good things about that Bruno Fernandes, and I'm not just being facetious because he shares a name with the Manchester United player. Yeah, but I mean he's terrible because he'll get poached, so ignore us.
I think the thing for me is, the thing here is, lads, if you can look at what Bailey's done, you can get in the squad. Danny will use youth if he needs to. And you look at what's happening at the minute. Sam Reed, Gwillier and Rio Shipton are all training with the first team at the minute. So as long as you put your head down, knuckle down, you'll get a chance.
Yep. Couldn't agree more. The player we're linked with, there's not many at the minute because we've signed them all. This is from the 72.co.uk. Tottenham Hotspur expect to let Sheffield Wednesday and Millwall loan target depart. Matthew Craig, this summer, amid links to Sheffield Wednesday and Millwall, as detailed in the report by Football London, Sheffield Wednesday and Millwall are both interested in a potential temporary swoop for the Premier League midfielder, according to a report by Football Insider. The pair are both gearing up for the start of the new Championship season. However, I'll ignore that bit there. I'll just go a little bit further into I'll paraphrase this article a bit. Spurs signed Craig back in 2015 from Watford. The youngster, who is a Scotland youth international, has risen up through their ranks and has represented the London outfit at various levels over recent years. Sheffield Wednesday, there's a lot of, sorry, I've got to do a lot of paraphrasing here. Craig, it was the one thing we didn't cut down because, again, we forgot to put it in the document. Craig was handed his first professional contract back in 2021 and his deal was extended last summer until 2026. The Barnet-born man made his senior debut last year in a league fixture against Leeds United, and that is his first and only Spurs appearance to date. His switch to Doncaster Rovers this past winter was the first time he has been loaned out in his career. Spurs now have a big decision to make on where they send him next as they weigh up where will be best for his development. So, we are obviously linked with him. There's not too much in terms of anything other than the fact that we are linked with him. Obviously, fairly he's not proven at this level, but the potential will be there. And if Danny Rule's interested in him, do you think it could be a smart loan switch?
It would be a smart loan switch. My only issue with that Millwall are in for him. And if a lad is a London-based, we've had it done before where London-based go to London-based clubs kind of thing if it's easier.
It depends on what they want to play, though, because like if they want to play, here's the thing: it depends. For me, it depends on how much Ange is a part of this, because he likes to play a press, he likes to play attacking football.
Yeah.
If he wants to loan to a club that are actually going to play a similar style, if he's got a say in that and their youth academy is looking towards that press style, it makes sense for him to come to Wednesday.
Yeah. No, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a hell of a lot of sense with that. And it's always interesting to see what happens next with Wednesday, because it's always that whole thing. Now we've got a situation where we are trying to build better relationships with club and play a certain way. It's interesting. So I'm looking forward to see what we do.
We also don't have a holding midfielder, and he's a defensive midfielder, you know. So if you play in that holding, he's played centre back and right back as well, you know. It's part of his career. He's 21. He's at that stage where he's going to have to start making an impact now out on loan. We need a more defensive style midfielder, because the players we've been bringing in are very attacking minded, which is what you want. But who have we really got defensive midfield? You could say we could put Palmer there, but he's not a natural midfielder anymore. He is more of a fullback. So it's a case of who's going to play that holding role. If we do decide to play because sometimes he might play a hold. I don't think he's going to play a holding midfielder for what it's worth. I think he'll play them both centrally, but have obviously somebody winning the ball a little bit more and being a little bit more defensive minded. And I think that could be the situation for a player like that. You need a player like that. We had Momo Diaby, who came on and obviously did bits, and you need players in certain games that can come on and control the game, win the ball, be that Henderson role, basically, be the steady person. And if he can do that at 21, that would be good. But I could see it being a situation where he goes to Millwall for proximity. That does make sense. But in terms of the system we play, he wants to play in a press. I don't really necessarily can't remember. Actually, I do. I don't really think that. I think our style is probably more suited to him and Spurs style than Millwall's would be.
Yep, agree.
But yes. Anything else to say on Matthew Craig?
You just got to remember that he was part of a team at Donny that got a run going. So it's really impressive.
Yeah, they started to rocket all the way up, didn't they? When they had a bit of a change in fortune. So yes, he could be good for Wednesday. We'll have to wait and see on that one. Liam Palmer's testimonial has been confirmed. Finally, we've been talking about this for a while. This is from the Wednesday website. I'll paraphrase the article because it's quite long. A staggering 435 appearances to date for his boyhood club, and currently 8th in our all-time list of appearance makers. Now set to enter his 15th season as a professional with a freshly signed contract at Hillsborough. Few players in the game will ever achieve what Liam Palmer has with Sheffield Wednesday. From academy scholar to a modern-day club legend, the journey for Liam has been an incredible ride, and it's not over yet. A reveal almost 1 year ago, plans have been underway for some time regarding a testimonial fixture for Liam. We are now delighted to confirm the details of the fixture. The Owls will host newly promoted La Liga side CD Legans at Hillsborough on Saturday the 3rd of August. Legans were crowned as champions of the Segunda Division last season to secure their promotion back to La Liga after a 4-season absence. Kickoff at Hillsborough will be at 1 p.m. Palmer made his senior bow way back in August 2010 in a League Cup clash with Bury in S6, barring a hugely productive loan spell with Tranmere Rovers in League One during the 2012-13 season. Palmer has spent every moment of his long career at Hillsborough. Our Player of the Year on 2 separate occasions, 2013-14 and 2022-23. Palms, in air quotes, has lived and breathed everything SWFC from an early age, from supporting the club as a young boy coming through our system, making his debut almost a decade and a half ago. 2 promotions, a goal in his 350th appearance at Bolton, an iconic playoff equaliser in the miracle of Hillsborough, and a goal on the final day of last season to help the Owls achieve survival. Palmer has been through it all. On Saturday, the 3rd of August, the Sheffield Wednesday community can come together to celebrate Palmer's testimonial fixture in S6, which will also provide Danny Rull's squad with a useful final warm-up fixture ahead of the 2024-25 Championship opener over the following week. Further details to follow in due course. Fantastic that we're getting this done. very deserving of a testimonial. Obviously, he was our player of the season last season. He won the Talking Wednesday award for the player of the season last season, and it was because of what they said there. He was big in big games, and he's been that over the last couple of seasons. I've never seen a player get so much stick from a portion of the fan base, but has just kept his head down and got better and better and better, and that's what Liam Palmer has had. The amount of years where people went, we need to look beyond Liam Palmer if we're going to get better. It just shows that you stick with these players become integral, and they actually he's become a better footballer. He's got experience under his belt, and he keeps that togetherness in the dressing room for me, along with Bannon.
Yeah, it's Mark, the times that he gets called out, and you got to remember, he's not been first choice with a lot of managers. He had to earn his way back, and every time he had done, he's earned his way back and quickly, and managed to show that he's a crucial part of this team. And it's like, the man deserves a testimonial, and it's one of those ones, he'll enjoy it, he'll do really well in it, and you know what? It's credit to him, it's credit how he is as well as a person, because he's just an all-round good bloke.
Yeah. And that's fantastic, and I hope he has a fantastic testimonial.
Yep.
It's been reported that we are going to be doing a game against Salzburg in Austria in pre-season, so that's been added over there. Fun. Yep. We've obviously got Alfreton as well, which has been moved to a 1 p.m. kickoff, so people can watch England. But that's also in the past now, actually, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. God, yeah, of course it is. Yes.
Yeah, it is. That's the thing about doing podcasts slightly earlier, because you've got childcare issues all weekend for the next couple of weeks. Yep. I think Ingleson's been talking well about Wednesday. Obviously, he signed since the last podcast. Go on.
It just broke. Jude Bellingham, it wouldn't mean a thing, but Jude Bellingham has been given a Bancher 1 match ban and 225,000.
I've seen that. It's a suspended one. He won't be suspended for Switzerland.
That's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine.
So he can basically pick when he wants to get suspended over the next year by the looks of it. That's the rumour.
Cool. That's all right.
But yes. Okay, so this is going to annoy quite a few people. It's helped us that they've announced it so early, to be honest. 3 Owls game selected for Sky. All broadcast selected Sky Bet AFL matches have now been allocated until the end of September, and the Owls have 3 changes to our championship fixture list released last week. First up, the Owls visit to Sunderland, scheduled for Saturday the 17th of August, moves to the Sunday the 18th of August, kick-off 12 noon. Our next game against Leeds at Hillsborough, scheduled for the 24th of August, moves to Friday the 23rd of August, kick-off at 8 p.m. The Owls' final broadcast selection for this period is our home game against West Brom on the Saturday the 28th of September. The date remains to be the same, with now the kick-off at 12:30 p.m. Our Carabao Cup first round tie against Hull at the MKM Stadium on Wednesday the 14th of August will also be shown live on Sky Football. The 24-25 season sees the launch of the new 5-year broadcast deal between Sky Sports and the EFL. And then it does some more information on Q&As and things like that.
It kind of buggered a lot of overseas fans as well, because they don't know what's going on, because there's a Sky game. They're going to find out what carrier over there is going to take it. Yeah, and sometimes they don't. The problem is, the Sky deal, this is what you get when the Prem won't sit down and talk to the EFL in a way to make it all equal and fair and have the money go down. This is the route this had to go down, because it's not going to happen. Like, there's a lot of fixtures in League 1 and League 2. Here's one for you. I think it's Donny Rovers are playing Harrogate at Harrogate, and that's now a Thursday night kickoff at 7:45.
Yeah, that's really annoying, isn't it?
The problem
positives to come from this, Jake, is we can be covering it. So
yes, we can.
What will probably happen off the top of my head is we're going to split them a little bit more. I'm still going to do a load of dexterity watches, but Jake's going to do the odd watch along, which is what we tried to do last season, but we're going to make it more of a official thing this season. We're going to schedule it. We're going to do it. We're going to put it out there. So Jake's going to have at least one of those games. It probably will be the Leeds game, to be fair, because I want to go to that. So I want to go to, but the Sunderland one, I wanted to go to that, but that might make it a little bit more difficult with the change of time. So I might cover that myself. I actually think we could probably do a Soccer Saturday thing or something for one of them at some point. We'll figure all of that out and let you know on the socials.
I think the Soccer Saturday one might be better if we did that on a midweek. Because the Tuesday game, because there'll be more games to show.
Yeah, there's more games sort of thing. So we'll figure that out. But there is obviously games in that will be on the red button, which we will be doing coverage for as well. So they're just ones that have been allocated for prime time, sort of. Then they've been moved for Sky. But yeah, worth mentioning there, because I will say it does mess people about who plan things and book time off and stuff like that. And it's never good, especially if you're a season ticket holder. It's very frustrating.
Yeah. And this is just a quick call out for Jack.
You need to figure out some half-time things.
Because
Jack doesn't watch the podcast when he's on it. When he's not on it, let's be honest. That's all I've got this week for the Talking Wednesday podcast. Jake, have you got anything to add, my mate?
No, just have a good one, guys. Enjoy Alfreton Town if you go in. Enjoy the England game, and let's just see where we are this time next week.
Indeed. But that is all I've got, guys. So take care, and we will see you in the next episode of Talking Wednesday.
See ya.